Putting up the tree is one of my favourite Christmas traditions, and every year my family and I wait eagerly to put our beautiful tree up. All of these ornaments have such a special message and background to them as they remind me of my childhood. Each of these are either from a country that we've lived in or had a lovely holiday in, so it means a lot to us. Now, any of these maritime ocean creatures you see is clearly ones that I have bought. So we've got a crab over here, we've got a octopus, we've even got fish. But I don't see any baby squid. That's in the kitchen, so let's go. There are a few things more delectable than my Portuguese Indian stuffed squid. Absolutely mouth-watering. Now the stuffing is made from a spicy potato, coriander and prawn filling, and that is stuffed right into these baby squidlings and then braised low and slow until it's absolutely melt in the mouth. So the first step for this recipe is to make that gorgeous red paste. Now that is the star of this dish, and it's all about getting the balance right. So what we have is some Kashmiri chilies. Again, these you can get from the Indian grocer, and they're just soaking in some white vinegar. Then you've got some garlic, ginger, peppercorn, cinnamon and clove for your spices. Now you've got a scorched onion, which is just done over your flame, tamarind paste, salt, and this is jaggery. And what we're going to do with the jaggery is shave it fine. So to shave this jaggery or any palm sugar, you don't want to be going straight down like that. You want to hold it here, bit of an angle towards the rock, and shave, and you get that perfect shave. Beautiful little quills of that molassy style. Delicious sugar. So once everything's prepared, all you're going to do is pop it into your NutriBullet or Ninja, something that's going to grind it to a really fine paste. I've got peppercorns, that toffee-like jaggery, and our scorched shallot, as well as the salt and tamarind. We're going to add a little bit of water and then get that whizzed up. So now that our paste is made, it's a wonderful viscous texture, nice and smooth, just how we like it. We pop that aside. Now the next thing is to chop up your prawns. Now you don't need those great big prawns because these are going to be minced anyway. So I've got some nice tiger prawns over here, and you are just gonna arrange them on top of each other like this and start mincing. Now you want it quite fine, but you do want bits in it so that you have a little bit of texture. It shouldn't be a smooth paste. So once you've chopped those prawns nice and small, we're going to get a large frying pan, add about a tablespoon or two of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of this beautiful paste, and then fry that off with the finely diced onions, the prawns, and cook that until it's completely soft. Now that these prawns are cooked, we're going to add our soft potatoes. My preference is the red Deseeded. They're excellent, they're creamy, they're everything we want in this dish. And finely chopped coriander. Now, if you don't like coriander, you don't have to put it in. However, I would not sub it with mint. Just leave it out, or finely chopped parsley will do. Is she not so beautiful? So now we can get our masher and start mashing away. Now the prawns are not going to mash, only the potatoes, which is what we want, because then we want those chewy bits of the prawn to add some great texture. At this point, you want to do a taste test. We need to make sure that the salt level's perfect and that everything is just the right balance. So if I go in with a little spoon, everything's perfect. So, gather your stuffing to one side of the pan, grab your squid, and then let's get stuffing. Instead of just grabbing your squid tube and then spooning it in, I find the better way, the easier way, is to grab a couple of spoons into your hand like this, and you're going to gently roll it into a small sausage shape, and then you're going to grab a hold of the squid, open it, and then in it goes. Unfortunately, there's no elegant way of doing this, but they are so delicious, so it doesn't matter. So after we've stuffed these squids, you're going to grab a toothpick and you're just going to weave it through like so. Very easy, just watch your fingers, and there is your stuffed squid ready. Now complete it for all of them. And at this point, you can actually pop it in the fridge until your guests arrive, and then you can cook it up an hour before they're ready for their lunch or dinner, and all the hard work is done before. So on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, you're ready to spend time with your family and friends. So once your squids are stuffed, you're going to get some olive oil back into the same pan. We're not going to lose any of that flavour. Just get that nicely coated. And then you're going to take your stuffed squids by the skewer and then place them down like a clock shape. And then you are going to cook it, sear it about two minutes each side, and then pop the lid on and go for a really nice slow braise until it's absolutely soft and tender. So once that squid is cooked, what we need to do is create a really luscious velvet texture on top. So all we're going to do is grab your olive oil and then grab your paste that we made earlier. Drizzle of that in your pan. Get that oil nice and hot. Can't have a Portuguese influenced dish without copious amounts of olive oil. And then we're going to get a couple of spoons of this liquid gold in here. And we're just going to simmer that until that chili cooks out. Now, with this sexy reduction, we need a touch of sweetness. So I'm going to add some really good quality organic honey, a little squirt in there. Shimmy the pan around, and that's it. That sweetness will cut through that heat and just give it this addictive flavor that you just can't get enough of. And you can see that the oil has separated, it's gone to the top. That's how you know it's ready. Final touches to this wonderful reduction, some coriander. Again, if you don't want to use it, just leave it out. Swirl it, and then that's going to get spooned over our squid. And this is India's answer to tapas. Bit of coriander on top. And then you can go ahead, slice of lemon, get some lime actually, and then cut a cheek, big squeeze, And that is so much more than just art on a plate. It is flavor bomb. Now, if you want to get creative, you can grab a squid and just make a few cuts, and then everyone can see this lovely stuffing. It makes for a beautiful design. I think it is beautiful. And that is your stuffed squid in Portuguese red sauce. You can serve it with the celebration rice or a nice fresh salad. If you love this recipe, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Stay tuned for more heavenly morsels.